Hey everyone, Heather Cox Richardson's here. Yeah. Welcome to the Progressive Forum, or as I like to call it, group therapy for weary Texas liberals, right? I'm Randall Morton, Progressive Forum founder. Thank you for coming. And with me is the man who made tonight's event possible, Neil Manny, the trustee. Yeah, give him a hand. He's the trustee of our exclusive sponsor in remembrance of his mother, the Beverly M. Manny Trust. Neil and his brother Burton have a long personal history with Emmanuel. Their parents joined the congregation in the 1940s. Neil says he was eager to have his mother's trust sponsor tonight's event because she was a great student of American history. Neil Manny is one of Houston's top lawyers. He defends pro bono the Harris County officials whose election victories are being challenged by our being challenged by our local version of the big lie. His firm, Sussman Godfrey, was the one that successfully sued Fox News on behalf of Dominion voting system. It is a personal pleasure to work with a sponsor who is so well organized and brings such interesting guests and VIPs, all of whom have provided Professor Richardson a really warm welcome tonight. Neil, here's our thank you gift, an engraved clock with your mother's name on it and tonight's details. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If my mother were still with us, I would set the clock for a half an hour early to make sure she got here on time. Beverly was an enthusiastic student of American history, especially presidential history. She, as a schoolgirl in Poughkeepsie, where she grew up, she stood on the street and watched King George VI and FDR drive by on their way to Hyde Park. She revealed that story to me when she was 94. She cast her first vote for Harry Truman. She called me very late at night in November of 2008 when Barack Obama had been declared president to tell me that it was, in her long life, the most astonishing thing that she had ever experienced. Just before she turned 90, she took the train from Houston to Springfield, Illinois to go to the Lincoln Presidential Library. I was astonished by two things. First, that there is a Lincoln Presidential Library, and second, that you can ride the train from Houston to Springfield, Illinois. Just before she died, she was filling out her vote by mail ballot to vote for Joe Biden, and she remarked to me that she actually had been born closer to the 1832 election of Andrew Jackson than to the 2020 presidential election. So she saw a lot of American history. She would have loved our speaker tonight, Heather Richardson, and it's a real treat for me to sponsor this event in her name. I've now achieved both of my goals tonight, talking a little bit about my mother and becoming, I think, probably the only person at one of Miss Richardson's book events to mention Andrew Jackson. Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done. There you go. I'll take it. Okay. Thank you, Neil. That's beautiful. Progressive Forum does more than, no, I'm going to skip that. I'm excited to share, what? Let's keep it short, right? I'm excited to share Heather Cox Richardson's exciting book, Democracy Awakening, debuted at number 4 on the New York Times bestseller list this week. Yeah. Professor Richardson requested a Q&A with me tonight, and at the end of the evening, she'll greet fans and sign your books. Please pick up your free copy from our wonderful partners, Blue Willow Bookshop, and a shout out to our heroes at Blue Willow. Yeah. They sued the state of Texas. They're fighting the outrageous law requiring bookstores to rate books sold in public schools for sexual content, even in years past. This is just impossible. So support them by buying extra copies of Democracy Awakening. Send them to government officials, including the pinheads in the Texas legislature. I have another gift for you audience members, free hats. A way to meet some of you. It says, "I got hope reading Democracy Awakening." So I have a dozen hats, and I'll give them away during the book signing. Just come up and chat, and I'll give you a free hat. Please turn off those noisy cell phones. If we hear them, we will nominate you for Speaker of the House. There are still good seats for our next event with Michael Pollan, returning in November at the Wortham. His book was an instant #1 New York Times bestseller about the exciting breakthroughs in mental health with psychedelics. But if you're not into psychedelics, and I'm not either, at least not in the last 50 years, we'll also be discussing just the most interesting questions of life. It's all in the book title, How to Change Your Mind, What the New Science of Psychedelics Teaches Us About Consciousness, Dying, Addiction, Depression, and Transcendence. That will be a special night. Details are in our website. Tonight's event is producing 4 tons of carbon, including your travel to the event, so you don't feel guilty. Progressive Forum made a donation to the Texas Coastal Exchange, which sequesters carbon and protects Texas marshland. Yeah. And please tell your friends who couldn't be here, and there are a lot of them. We've never had a sellout a month early. A free live stream of this event will air November the 2nd on our website, where it will remain. Details in your program and our website. Heather Cox Richardson is someone we feel a personal connection with. Her daily letter provides perspective and emotional support for us exhausted Texas progressives. Over 2 million avid readers compulsively, unfailingly read her letter every day, where we're moved by reminders of our American founding principles. I can only think of one other person who moved so many Americans in a similar way at a similar time. Thomas Paine. During the American Revolution, the voice of his time stirred so many towards resilience and ultimate victory. I give you the voice of our time, Heather Cox Richardson.